the kid decided that he wants to be Link for Halloween, and for once I thought I'd actually make his Halloween costume. There is this hood, the Hylian hood that Link has, that I thought if I make that in wool it will be warm, and the last days of October in Norway is dark. Halloween is dark, and it's pretty cold. So, and I was like, yes, wool hood, that will be just, it'll be perfect for that day, so he doesn't have to put a jacket on over his costume, which is the thing that basically the thing that happens. Well, my kid is pretty, to be 9 years, for his 9 years, he's pretty responsible. So last year I said, well, yeah, you could wear that without the jacket on, but when you feel cold, you should come home, and it did. So I went on Etsy and I found a few patterns. Let me just find them. So I decided to start with the cape. And I found a cape pattern on Etsy. It's a wild cape sewing pattern by Merida.com. I guess I'll put a link or something in the description. And the cape is, I mean, basically anyone can make a cape. And this is, it's a nice thing. It's got a hood, which is kind of the point. It is, I do like the shapes of the thing. I like the way that it actually will drape over the shoulders in a way that you know, you could make just a rectangle and you'd have a cape, but that never ends up being like feeling right over the shoulders. But so these patterns that I bought this one and a for the tunic, which are the two pieces that I'm guaranteed I will make, because those are the most important. And then I bought some fabric for a pair of pants and some faux leather for maybe I kind of want to try and make those cosplay boots things, you know, when you build a pair of boots around a pair of shoes that you already own. Kind of want to try to do that. Don't know how that is done, so I will have to look it up. But so that's why I'm starting with the things that I know that will need, the cape and the tunic, which are like the most important things. But the patterns that I have bought are too big. They are made for grown-ups, and even the extra small is way too big. The extra small in the pattern has a chest of 84 to 86 centimeters, and the kid is 68. So I guess, and also with the cape, it's mostly about the length of the cape and I guess the width of the shoulders, kinda. Yeah, is smaller than the extra small, and that goes for the tunic as well. Let's get to fabrics, because that's the fun thing. For the cape, I bought this wool. I guess it's a wool knit, but it isn't. It's a tad stretchy, but I'm going to use this side as the outside, because that's probably the way it's supposed to be. And I bought 2 meters of this, which is going to be plenty, so I'll probably have something. I'll have something left for me. The fabric store that I have to go to get other things than just cotton canvas is they did not have the correct color, so I went with the greenish blue. It's a bit too bright to my liking. I wish it were like just a smidge grayer than it is, but it's going to be fine. And then I have some fabric paint, I think, still. I'm not entirely sure if I have any fabric paint left, but I do have a lot of acrylics, so I will be doing it with acrylics if I cannot find the fabric paint. I was thinking about like doing some felting, you know, needle felting for the pattern, and then it just got out of hand, and I just decided to just do the easy thing, because this is a child's Halloween costume, not some big fancy cosplay competition kind of object. So we'll go with the paint. Oh well, yes. Okay, so after having done some math, some more measuring, those kinds of things, I have come up with this pattern. I just drafted directly on the expensive wool, because apparently that's what I do, and also I couldn't find any of my pattern paper thingies, and I'm just going to have to measure once more before I cut, because this is, well, I do have a lot of wool, so it'll work out in the end anyway, but I kind of want to do this the right way right away. That was a fun thing to say. I'm just going to measure once more the lines from the neck and neck down. It's supposed to be 54 centimeters, which felt like a lot, but looks like less, and that is a few centimeters short. I knew it was a good idea to measure once more, because this was a few centimeters short, and I don't want it to be a few centimeters short. I want it to be correct. So I guess now I cut. I decided against lining it. I might line it if the kid says that he thinks it's too scratchy. Is it scratchy?
It's scratchy.
Which means that I have to line it.
What does that mean?
To put another fabric inside so that you won't be next to the wool.
Alright. Okay, you can do that.
You can do that.
Hey! Shut up.
Are you telling me to shut up?
No. Maybe.
Are you telling your mom to shut up?
I don't know.
So I guess I'm lining this then. This is what I used for my, for that vest. For this vest. This. And I think there's enough for a lining in this. Thank God. pattern says to gather the hood into the hood opening, and I'm like, no thanks, I'll rather just pleat. I'm going to put this lining into the cape now. Cloak. Is it a cloak or cape? What is the difference between a cloak and a cape? I do not know. Yes. That's one. Just a second. This. That'll work. Or something.
How do I look?
You look awesome.
I look awesome.
Now we all.
I gotta look myself in the mirror.
Now all we need is to.
Isn't there like?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, there's a motif on the back that we are. It's the pattern on the back that we are. That's the next thing we're doing on this.
I look cool.
You do.
No, I don't look cool. I look awesome.
Yeah, you do. And now we break out the paints. I am not at all sure how I'm going to transfer this. I have made this now, which is a 2-size print of the print, yeah, on the cape. It has the same width that the cape that I have made, and I was thinking I'd make some kind of, I would cut these shapes out of the paper and use that as, what do you call it, stencil? I'll go with stencil. Use those as stencils for the paints. Thing is, I'm not quite sure if that'll work, and or how it'll work, if it'll work. And I'm using acrylics. And since I'm using acrylics, I only have one chance. I have to do it correct the first try. It has to be right away. I am using acrylics. I found my fabric paints. They are very, very dead. Entirely dry. I tried using a little bit of it and nope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this white, which is it's a basic white. It's a bit thick, so I'll water this down a little bit, and then I will use these colors. I have not decided on exactly how to blend them. These golden fluid acrylics, they are fluid and they have amazing coverage. It's like, I really like this paint. It's so good. You know the overhead projectors that they used like in the 90s? They have these transparent sheets of plastic that you put on the projector and then there was a lot of mirrors and lights, and so I thought I had a pad of those plastic sheets, but I can't find them. And we used to make stencils out of those. So I thought that would be the easier way to do this. But Now I'm not sure anymore. It's yeah, so what I did is I traced it onto this kind of paper. You cannot see that I have traced it, but I have just half of it, and I'm going to make a stencil out of this because this is not normal paper and it's kind of plasticky, and paint will probably not bleed through. I will check on a scrap piece of fabric first. But now for the boring part, which is the cutting of the stencils. Yeah. And move to the floor because paint is in this side of the room. Sewing in this is in this side of the room, and this is definitely painting. So I've made my stencils. I've only cut out the pieces that are going to be white and only half of the cape because I'm going to reuse this in the mirror image because it's symmetrical. How'd you feel?
I feel awesome.
Twirl? Look at that design that took forever to paint. So that was the first installation of your Halloween costume.
My Halloween costume.
And if you want to see the next installation, you'll have to subscribe.
And like. And hit the notification bell.
He's watching a lot of YouTube. Anyways, bye guys. My name is Anne.
And my name is Christian.
And this has been my approach.
Our approach.
Our approach.